Hi, this is Buddy Blake with Coldwell Banker in Wilmington. I just wanted to reach out for all of those homeowners that are thinking about purchasing a solar system for their house and installing it and going and getting a loan and doing all that. I am not against solar. I am not against clean energy, but just understand that if you do purchase that and you don't pay cash and you get a loan, no matter how low the interest rate is, they're most likely going to attach what's called a UCC to your property. Now, they may say, in some cases we've had, that we don't put a mortgage on your property. It's different, okay? But it still is effectively the same thing. It has to be paid off or extinguished before you can transfer that property. We have had 4 situations recently where people have come to us and said, hey, we want to sell our house. We've got this great solar system. It saves us $1,200, $1,300, $1,500 a year, but we still owe $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 on it. That's a problem because you think you're going to get the money back. Just understand that sometimes if you find that 1 or 2 buyers that values having a solar system for the long term, they may be interested in paying the excess amount. But it's kind of like a swimming pool. It's kind of like a hot tub. It's kind of like anything unique to a property. You may do it because you want to do it for your enjoyment, for your mission in life, but that doesn't mean the buyer is going to have any value whatsoever. And sometimes, especially with solar systems, and again, I'm not disparaging solar at all, but I will tell you there are buyers that simply don't want to deal with that because it technologically changes and can go out of date quickly. And they're concerned about roof issues, especially in hurricane zones, wind loads, various things, roof issues. I'm just saying be careful, especially if you plan to borrow the money. I don't care if it's 1% or 0.5% or 0%. The bottom line is there is a huge likelihood that a potential buyer, or at least your buyer pool, is going to be extremely limited. I do believe in the future that it will be more adopted once they turn them into shingles and they do some different things. But right now, just be super careful. Talk to the real estate agent that you trust wherever you live before you make that big investment. Because for it to make sense for you, it takes a number of years and you need to be committed to be in that house because the next buyer just may not have an interest or may even have a negative interest. Kind of like a swimming pool. If somebody doesn't want a swimming pool, they are just going to strike your house through the list. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out there because we've had 4 situations where we got sellers that it's made the sale of their house extremely difficult. And it's not something that anybody thought about when they did it. They did it with good conscience, but the truth is they do typically put a UCC on your property, which makes it have to be paid before you can pass title. And getting a new buyer to assume a loan, I don't care how low the interest rate is, that's pretty unlikely. So anyway, again, I'm not doing defamation against the solar industry. I think there is places for it, but I think that homeowners need to understand what it can happen during the process if they decide to sell their house much sooner than they have gotten their return on investment from the solar system. Thank you so much. I hope this is helpful. I don't mean to offend anybody, but we're starting to see this more and more. Thanks a lot.